if you're a Libra, born September 23rd to October 22nd, what can you expect for the month of January 2020? Let's tune in and find out. So Libra, it's one of those months where, when the sun shines, you got to take advantage of it. And when it doesn't, lay low. It's kind of like really reading the vibe, listening to the energy, taking care of yourself. Don't try and like swim upstream, right? It's like be where you are, deal with what's going on in the moment. Don't wish you were someplace else. Just be present. And when you're present, take care of what you can do in the moment. So it's just really about, when the opportunity is there, seize it. When the opportunity is not there, it's not there. Don't try and force issues. So just go with the flow, be in balance, enjoy it. And I think you'll really find that this month is going to open up and prove beneficial to you. So let's first go to romantic relationships and see how romantic relationships are for those of you that are in a committed romantic relationship for January. So right away, the beginning of the month, just really a lot of love, deep connection, heartfelt energy, creativity, spontaneity, opportunity for you to really create the year together and to have fun. And it just feels very lighthearted and genuine and easy. The middle of the month feels a little more stagnant, storm cloudy, challenging. The end of the month, again, also really easy breezy. So now we do have a lunar eclipse in Cancer, January 10th, and that's sudden endings, right? And it's like having a triple full moon. So it can be a heavy or intense energy. It can be sudden endings, but there's also some positive energy after it that can open up, that can be move things forward quickly. So it could be one of those situations where suddenly, somebody drops you, and let's say you have an agent or a manager, they suddenly drop you, but then the next day somebody new picks you up. And it could also be very public. This feels like something could be public. So it could be that you're fired from one job and it's a public kind of execution, but then there's a big opportunity that's given to you the next day. So whatever the kind of the wrong is, it's quickly reversed. It could even be where a client drops you and then somebody else picks you up, right? So it doesn't feel like a bad thing. It feels like a little startling, but it also feels like it's, okay, now I get why this couldn't work like this, because this is happening over here. So it's a big shift, and it doesn't happen for you. It could be happening for your partner, right? Where if it's not you, it's something going on with your partner. It could also just be an emotional situation. It could be where, you just found out that your child's getting married, and so now suddenly the relationship's going to change because now you're going to have an in-law, or they eloped, and boom, now it's like you lost your son, and now there's a new woman in town, right? So it's kind of like it's like that kind of sudden ending, sudden new beginning. So it's that kind of energy. So it doesn't feel like it's bad. It's just jarring. As I choke. Okay, so let's see what else is in store for us with romantic relationships. Let's see. You want to really engage with your partner the way that you want them to engage back with you. So just be aware of your tone, what you're saying, and being sensitive to that, and in an effort just to be heard, and watching and being sensitive to your energies, because I feel like if you're being sensitive to your energies, it's going to translate in a much better way that allows them to kind of like sink into that same vibration back, so you ultimately get back what you want in terms of the energy exchange and in terms of being heard. Okay, so definitely opportunity to upgrade your communication levels. For those of you that are single and interested in romance, let's see what's in store for you, Libras. Well, right away out of the gates, you're going to have to let go of the self-hatred. You're going to have to let go of the judgment that you put on yourself, so that it's almost like these eclipses are shining light on us. And because that last eclipse was in Capricorn, the builder, it's like what's our loudest voice? Is it a negative voice or is it a positive voice? And that's what the energy is running with. So if we're beating ourselves up and we're calling ourselves fat, or we're saying we're not good enough, or our job isn't good enough, or we're not that, right? So, but we think we are, and we put a lot of credence on that. We're hard on ourselves. And if we're giving more energy to the negative, that's what's being kind of announced in the world. So you want to be really gentle with yourself and kind to yourself. Yes, it's good to recognize our shortfalls. Yes, it's good to recognize, oh, when we're eating bad, or we're not taking care of ourselves, or we're not hitting the gym, or we're not getting enough sleep, or, all those things. It's important to know, but then shift it into the positive, and then focus on the positive, on the changes you are making, and then give that energy, because that's going to expand, and then that will help you to attract the kind of soulmate that sees you like that, and then uplifts you, elevates you, and that draws you in a much better soulmate than just one who's like, yeah, you could lose a little weight. You're a little lazy, but I don't mind. Like, right? It's like, you want somebody who sees the good in you, not who's going to sit there down in the trenches with you. And, so you want something that's going to elevate you. So either way, you can have romance, but how you're going to draw it in this month is up to you. So just notice when you're down on yourself, shift it to something positive. Find what you're doing positive. Focus on the steps you are taking that are doing good. And if you have setbacks, you have setbacks. It's all part of the process. Okay, let's move on to career for Libras. Anything about the career for Libra? There's some revamping happening, some conversation, some dialogue, how you want things to be different. There's a lot of creative energy and creative flow. You do have an audience. People do want to hear you. They want to listen to you. I do feel like there's some constructive criticism if you're open to it, so that in an effort to better yourself, or in an effort to better your product, or your sales. So just know that there is a group of people here that want to help you and want to support you. You just have to give it time. You have to slow down and give it time, and give it energy and conversation. And by doing that, the career can grow. So it's you putting energy into your career, and then the career will grow. It is definitely moving faster, or moving forward. And based on how much energy you give it is how fast it's going to grow, or the way in which it's going to grow. So again, we're seeing that you're the driving force behind your success. And whether it's a positive success or a negative success is based on how you're approaching things. So not only in the romantic department, but in your career as well. So let's look at money for Libras. Feels like there's a lot outgoing initially in the month, and there might be kind of like a block in the center, but then it feels like there's a lot of money coming at the end of the month too. So it feels like money's not an issue, but it does feel like you maybe have more expenses. Maybe you bought some things that you for holidays or whatever, but it does feel like there's more money going out, but there's definitely more money coming in as well throughout the month. So I don't feel like there's a problem with money. I just feel like you need to be aware of your spending, and then that's going to help you maybe to spend less, or to notice what you are spending on. Okay, let's look at health for Libras. Lungs are coming up. That could have to do with grief. It could have to do with loneliness. It could have to do with loss. It could have to do with lack of self-expression. If you're feeling that you're not being heard, or you're feeling like people are devaluing you or overlooking you, or they're not listening to you, that can shut down the energy in the lungs and cause some grief and cause some pain and prolonged suffering. So you really want to take time, use your words. If somebody's not listening to you, you need to say, I don't feel like you're hearing me, right? If you need to go to therapy, go to therapy. If you need to get a third party mediator in, do that. Whatever you need to do, or get just advice from a friend, how to approach your business partner or whatever, so you can be heard, or your partner, wherever it's coming from, because it's the grief is in the lungs, and that's where the potential is for this month, and that's usually like cold, or pneumonias or things like that. But really, you can avoid all that by being clear, speaking up, saying what you need to say. And you can do it in a really loving way. It doesn't have to be harsh and intense. Okay, let's see if there's anything unexpected for Libras this month. Well, there's a lot of excitement coming in. Opportunities, just opportunities to like just really see, like, grease in the wheel, like things are moving, things are working. You've got a system in place where things are happening. Now, when there is where you could get a little complacent in the middle of the month or towards the end of the month about details, things you hadn't completely worked out or thought about need to be tweaked or adjusted. So you want to check those things out and make sure that you make a difference, that you change those things so that it really flows. So when something's not working, stop, check in, don't just get upset about it and throw your hands up. You want to actually get in and fix it, and then it'll be worth the while, or hire the person to fix it so then you can feel relief. Okay, let's see if there's anything unexpected for Libras. Well, the excitement was the unexpected thing. Yeah. There's unexpected creativity here too. A lot of creativity that's really for the whole year, that's going to up your game to a whole new level. So I see you down here, and this creativity, it's like here you are hitting the ceiling. And if you open up the creativity, you can go higher. You can really expand higher, get to your next level of, of everything, of enjoyment, fulfillment, financial. So there's a whole new gear here that you can move into this year through your creativity. So don't be afraid. You absolutely have to make time for your creative juices, for your creativity to flow. Ask the right questions. How do I build my business? What structures need to be changed? Do structures need to be changed? Show me the additional things. How do I build my relationship? Does anything need to be improved? If so, what? Right? Just ask some questions and go into meditation, and then let go and see what comes up the next couple of days, right? And then write it down, and then get an action plan, and then actually implement it. This month would be a really good month for that. There's a new moon in Aquarius, January 24th. And of course, we're just coming off the solar eclipse. So anytime you can go ahead and launch that new thing. Now, keep in mind there's other things changing. So if you have something that really is crumbling first, you don't want to add your new thing on top of it. So if you need to let your old thing go, then just conceptualize this new thing and don't launch it yet, right? Launch it after this other thing is like kind of done. So you'll know the timing, but just trust the process. All right, you guys, enjoy that creativity, enjoy the force that's coming through this month. That's going to uplift you and really just give you all those gems and everything that you need. Thank you so much for viewing and watching and liking my intuitive astrology and sharing it with your friends, commenting below. Have an amazing 2020. And I look forward to seeing you guys and spending time with you this year. And I'll look forward to seeing you again next month.